Okay, guys, thanks for joining us on the Pizza Story podcast. Today we have Rob Cervoni joining us, and he's from Taglio, and it's a pizzeria. They have a location in Mineola, New York, and are about to open a location in Massapequa. So thank you for joining me.
No problem.
I'm honored to have you on here because I saw that you won Chopped, right?
Yeah, I did the Food Network episode, pizza episode of Chopped, about 2 years ago, and so it was pizza themed, and I ended up winning, which was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I don't, I don't think it would have been too much fun had I lost, but yeah,
Yeah.
no, it was good.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Rob, I want to talk about your story, like how you got into pizza. I definitely looked on the website and watched a bunch of your videos, but I want to hear from you kind of how your journey started.
Yeah, so I mean, I told the story a million times, but it is probably very similar to most people's stories. Grew up working in a pizzeria. Um, my dad in my teens was like, "You got to get a job. You got to get out of the house. You got to stop playing video games. You got to figure out what you want to do." He's like, "The pizzeria up the road. I actually worked there as a kid. This is my dad talking. I actually worked there as a kid, and it was a great place to like talk to people, and it was a first job, and it was cool and whatever. And I'm gonna call Paul, who is a family friend of ours, and see if he'll hire you." So I'm a 14-year-old kid. So Paul was like, "Yeah, sure, bring him down." I started off as a busboy, worked there, nights and weekends, just bussing tables. Then one day the salad guy doesn't show up, and I had to do the salad station, and then one day they threw me on the counter, and I started doing the counter, and that was really where I caught the pizza bug. They say that like once you start in pizza, it's either you love it or you hate it, right? And what I loved the most about it was the camaraderie between me and the guys there, the guys behind the counter, you know. Cooking up stuff and just being one of the boys, and being a part of a team. So it was just fun, and we, it was work, but it was also like a place where I really developed, talking skills and things that kids these days don't have. Right? I'll hire kids, and they're always on their phone, and they don't talk to people, they don't talk to customers, they don't open up. So that was a place where I really developed that skill. um so that's how, and then that's how I really got started in the pizza business.
Mhm.
um and then fast forward a bunch of years, went to college. um Always, made pizzas at home and that kind of stuff. But after college, I ended up opening up an ice cream store, which was like a self-serve frozen yogurt place.
Mhm.
Wasn't really a passion, more of like, hey, this is a great business. Let me, get involved with this and see, how I can make some money. And honestly, it was a great stepping stone because being in a franchise, there's a lot of systems that they have in place already. You don't have to create them yourself. It's just like, hey, this is how we do it,
Mhm.
and this is the training that you need. So that actually helped me as like a stepping stone to opening my own place. When that business started going, it's almost like the opposite of a pizzeria. When you go into a franchise, it's so hyped, and there's so many, people they know the brand already. So when you open, you start at the top, and then slowly the sales go down, and then they level out.
Mhm.
That's kind of what happened with that business. And once it started leveling out, I just really, it wasn't, it's not that it was a bad business. I kind of lost interest, right? And I was looking for the next thing to do.
Mhm.
So I literally took a shot in the dark and decided to open up Long Island's first Roman style pizzeria. And the reason I wanted to do Roman style, because I didn't want to do your typical pizzeria that everybody else has on Long Island. I wanted to do something different.
Mhm.
So, I kind of just dove right in. I met Massimiliano Saviea at a pizza expo. He did all the training with me, taught me how to make that specific style of pizza. I already knew how to do New York style. but that's how I learned how to do that specific style.
Mhm.
And just opened up, and don't get me wrong, it was tough at first and trying to educate people on a new style of pizza. But fast forward 6 years now, we're opening up our second location, and Roman style pizza has really become like a household name and style, if you will. People know more about it now. So I don't want to say that's due to me, mostly for Massimiliano, but I definitely had a part in the United States of bringing Roman style pizza to the forefront, especially with being on Food Network and Chopped, and just really like normalizing it. So this guy Scott Wiener from Scott's Pizza Tours, he wrote a whole article about Roman style pizza in the United States, and will it finally take off? And he had mentioned me, and it was an honor to be mentioned in that. But it's cool that in the history books, you know, in a couple, like 20, 30 years from now, I'll be one of the guys that really brought Roman style pizza to the United States through Massimiliano.
That's awesome. And for people who are kind of new to the pizza podcast, can you explain just the differences of the style with Roman?
Yeah, so Roman style pizza is a high hydration, long fermentation dough. Typically could either be cooked in a pan or alla pala, so directly on the stone. It is typically a Roman street food. It is crispy on the outside, soft in the center. You're looking for a beautiful crumb structure. You could have as many or as little toppings as you want on it. In Italy, they serve it by weight, right? So you go in, you say, I want that much, that much, that much, and they cut it to size, they weigh it, and then you pay and go. So going back to the frozen yogurt thing, the reason I like the Roman style pizza concept is because the ice cream store was the same thing. You
Yeah.
fill up your cup, you weigh it, and then you pay. But from talking to other people in this industry, the American market wasn't ready for a weigh and pay pizzeria, so I decided to just do it by the slice. Um, so yeah, so just like I said, longer fermentation time, higher hydration, baked in blue steel pans. That's your typical Roman style.
Okay. I mean, I looked a lot on your Instagram, watched a lot of your videos, and what I noticed that I really felt like stood out the most about you is that you're very particular about the standard of your pizza and the ingredients and the freshness of what you use.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, look, you could go to any pizzeria on Long Island or in the United States and get a decent slice of pizza. What I'm going for is not decent. I want to use the best possible products, and I know that's cliche now because everyone uses that on Instagram. I want to use I only use the best. I only use the best. We're all using the same stuff at this point, but it's the care that goes into it. It's the process that goes into it. It's not just the products. Yes, I use the best products that I think are the best, because who's to say one tomato is better than the other or one cheese is better than the other? That's personal preference. But it's the care that goes into every single ingredient and every single topping that we use, right? So that nothing is like a like it's just like a side thing. Like everything down to the artichoke to the roasted red pepper, everything's marinated meticulously, everything's tasted, everything's prepped the way I want it done. And when you eat my pizza, everything needs to be perfect. Now, it can never be perfect all the time, but you want to try to be as consistent as you possibly can. So it's just taking that extra care, taking that extra step, using good ingredients, not using bleached and bromated flour. That's step number one. I think that's the one thing I think everybody could do tomorrow, and
Yeah.
just stop ordering that poison. And then now you could market your pizzeria in a better light than you would. So that's kind of my philosophy on my place.
Yeah.
It's super simple, but everything has is taken care of very meticulously.
Yeah, absolutely. And do you have a favorite pizza?
In my place or just in general?
Both.
Okay. my favorite pizza in my place right now, um, honestly, I don't know. I like them all on different days. To be honest, like I go through rotations. Right now, I'm really liking our vegan pizza. I don't know why. I don't
Yeah.
like I'm like, like I said, all the ingredients are meticulously made. I made that pizza with every single like vegetable top. It's basically every vegetable we have in the place is on that pizza,
Wow.
and it's just like a flavor explosion when you eat it. And I never really ate it that much, so I'm really liking that one right now. Um, and then as far as favorite pizza, um, I don't really have a favorite pizzeria. I have more, I enjoy different styles of pizza. Right now, the style I've been enjoying the most is probably Neapolitan because I don't make it too much. So it's a like I could have Roman style pizza, I could have New York style pizza, but like a true classic, you know, margarita, DOP like Neapolitan pizza right now is kind of like what I'm into, and I've been like searching for that best one. Um, so that's just like my thing right now.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Now, can you tell us about the spatula mic?
So yeah, so I have a girl Gabby who does my social media,
Mm-hmm.
and I told her I'm like, yo, listen, we got to get a little bit more edgy with my Instagram and everything, and she was like, okay, we'll get behind the camera, which I didn't do before. It was always just pizza. So she gave me a microphone, and it kept falling off, or it kept hitting my chain, and was making so.
Yeah.
I she's like, we need to attach it to something, and I grabbed a spatula and I magneted it on. I'm like, oh, this works. And
Yeah.
then I'm like, just so I don't look like an idiot, let me acknowledge the spatula microphone. So the first video, I go, all right, guys, this is a spatula microphone, and then it kind of took off from there. People were like, oh, we love the spatula mic, and that just became my thing. So a lot of people are copying it now, but that's okay. I like to be the originator of things, but yeah, spatula microphone is kind of like my thing now. So every video I do, I acknowledge the spatula mic.
Yeah, no, I noticed that. I saw the one where you were reading the negative comments.
Oh yeah.
So-
Yeah, everybody got a voice on social media. There's a lot of trolls.
Yeah.
Um, I pride myself on being like not a pushover. Somebody called me the 50 Cent of pizza because I don't take no shit. And if you get into an Instagram war with me, I'm going to call you out on it.
Yeah.
The girl who runs my Instagram gets mad at me because I never reply to the positive comments. I only reply to the negative
Yeah.
because I take so much pride, but I don't like trolls. So if you're gonna troll me, troll somebody else because you're not gonna get away. It's not gonna just fly. So that's
Yeah.
why I did that negative. And the funny part is as soon as I did that one video, it was supposed to be a series
Hmm.
where every time I get negative comments, we're gonna do a video about it. I haven't been able to make a second video because I tagged all the people in those negative comments, and I've never got really negative comments ever again.
You
So
scared them away.
it did its job. It worked.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I also think, my family's owned pizzeria since 1960, and
Yeah.
I've done their social media forever. And it's just like, I feel like you've got to be almost like a lower person to go and write a bad review or say something negative, especially about like, family owned pizzerias, traditional pizzerias. I'm like, man, what's going on here?
Yeah, like it takes a lot
Yeah.
for a small business to put themselves out there.
Yeah.
Social media is like our platform to promote our business,
Yeah.
but other people don't look at it like that. Other people look at it as it's their platform to just release all their negativity into the world for no reason. Some people just want to see the world burn,
Yeah.
and it it doesn't matter. So, for me to get on a spatula mic and put myself out there, it takes a lot. It
Yeah.
takes a lot of like,
Courage.
yeah, it takes a
Yeah.
lot of courage, and you have to be confident in yourself, and you have to look good, and
Yeah.
like I get on camera, I'm like, oh, I feel fat today. I don't want to, the same personal every time someone takes a picture, I don't like that one. I don't like that one.
Yeah.
But it is what it is, you make yourself very vulnerable. Um, so yeah, if you're leaving negative comments on people's shit, don't do that. That's it's
Yeah.
just not cool. And an asshole like me is going to call you out on it, so don't do it.
Well, I think you're right to do that. Now, what has pizza meant for your family?
For my family, well, it's one way to that we put a roof over our heads and, support my lifestyle, and um it's everything right now. My wife does her thing, I do my thing with the pizza. Our worlds don't collide besides in our household. She doesn't typically like the pizza world per se, but she likes the pizza. She likes that I'm following my passion and everything. So, what it means for my family is everything right now because it's what my world revolves around. Pizza and family. That's kind of like what my thing is. And, so I don't know what I would be doing if I didn't have the pizzeria. So
Yeah,
right now it's everything.
absolutely. And then what does the future look like?
For Taglio, the future is, well, I'm opening my second location next week. We're going to see how that goes. Um, and then if it goes well, I don't plan on stopping opening. I want to continue to just keep opening. They say the second location is always the hardest, but then after that, it's easier and easier and easier, because you'll have more funding to hire management and that kind of stuff. So, just I plan on just expanding all over Long Island, and then hopefully one day some guy will come and offer me a bunch of money to cash out, and then I'll ride off into the sunset. So that's the ultimate goal.
I love it. And then how can people find you guys?
Um, Social media, at Taglio Pizza, at Rob Cervoni, taglioromanpizza.com, and that's about it. That's all my social tags.
Okay. Is there anything else you want to tell our listeners?
Come by, have some pizza. If you have questions, my DMs are open, just like Erica here DM'd me to do a podcast. I responded. So hit me up if you have pizza questions. Don't be scared of your local famous, because we're not famous pizza maker. We're all just human beings trying to make a living making pizza. So,
Okay. Okay. Well, thank you so much for joining me. Guys, go check them out. Go eat some pizza. If I'm ever in New York, believe me, I'll be there eating pizza.
all right, you got it. Thank you so much for having me.
All right. Thanks a lot.
All right.